Why can't we make more of our own drugs?
Well, it's been the U.S. drug maker strategy for some time to outsource a lot of the work of drug manufacturing. We've already seen, for example, with the coronavirus outbreak, India restricting the export of some of its pharmaceutical ingredients, and that's created a lot of concerns about drug shortages. We really haven't invested in this sort of high-tech manufacturing for drugs. I mean, to understand the position we're in, you sort of have to understand how we make drugs here. We use what's called batch processing. This is the slow process by which every step from creating the active pharmaceutical ingredient to the forming of tablets are distinct steps. Drugs aren't made on this automated assembly line like most things. In fact, it often takes weeks, if not months, to make a drug. We really can't just flip a switch and start popping out new drugs here if, say, India decides that it doesn't want to sell to us right now.
Huh. So then, Nick, what must happen to sort of change this? Because clearly we're seeing the potential vulnerability here. I mean, what happens if the supply gets cut off?
Well, there is this new process called continuous manufacturing. This is essentially that assembly line that I was talking about. Now, most drug makers haven't invested in this point, but it has been given the thumbs up by federal regulators. So former FDA Commissioner Scott Gottlieb, for example, has been one of the biggest proponents of this. One of the key advantages is the speed by which drug making can be scaled up. When we're talking about making drugs in weeks rather than days or weeks rather than months. In fact, some academics have been pitching Washington on a sort of lab that would be tasked with doing continuous manufacturing in the event of an outbreak. Now, of course, these sorts of investments take time. They're quick to point out that this likely would not be ready for the coronavirus outbreak. But in the event of the next outbreak, they're hoping to have continuous manufacturing really scaled up in the U.S. A white paper out of Rutgers University, for example, estimates that continuous manufacturing not only would speed up the formulation and the testing of drugs, but once it was actually scaled up, they'd be able to produce up to 5 million units of a drug per day with just minimal setup.
Huh. So we may not be ready for this pandemic, but maybe the next one. Let's hope that's many, many years off. But I imagine things like this get us to reimagine a lot of things about how they're done, from supply chain and really, frankly, just everything. Nick Florko, thank you so much for being here with us. You can check out more of Nick's reporting at statnews.com.